Hi everyone, this is Jeannie Ellis, also known as Scrapbooking Mamaw. This is day 6 of the 12 Days of Christmas, where I share different videos, tutorials, how-tos, and even just project shares. Plus, I'll have a link or two in my description box below for other crafters who are also doing 12 Days of Christmas with me. But what I'm making today is a mitten ornament. Now it looks like I'm going to have two here, but it's not. It's going to be one. I'm going to glue it together because it's an ornament. I'm just making the one. And this is made out of the Silhouette chipboard. I just used a pattern from Silhouette and cut it out. Now I got this idea, and this is not the same pattern as hers, but I got this idea from Happy Bird's Glitter Nest. And she has some awesome videos on making different things for Christmas. And so I get a lot of ideas from her. This is not my idea, but it is taken off of hers. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And the first thing that I'm going to do is to take my tacky glue, and I'm going to glue these two pieces together. Real easy thing to do, very simple. And I recommend using the liquid glue because that way you can make sure that, you can work with it. And you probably know that by now because I think most everybody tells you that now. So the first thing that I need to do is get this kind of a colorized addition to it. So because it's just a brownish tannish color, I need to add some color to it. So what I am going to do next is go back to my Silhouette, and I am going to print out some papers for this and glue the papers on. So I shall return. Okay, so I've got my glitter gloves cut out, one for each side. I'll put one over here and one on the back side, and you'll see that it is glitter. You can use any kind of paper on it that you want to, but what I saw was, excuse me, was glitter paper, and it just makes it look, when you do it, whatever else you're going to do to it, you'll see why it's glitter paper. It just seems to make it look even more. It's just like a background to your additional glitters that you'll be adding to it. And I guess that's why she's called Happy Bird's Glitter Nest, because she does a lot of glitter work, and they're fabulous. I'll try to remember to put a link below, and I have referenced her many other times on other things, so there you go. I've got it as close and even as I can. And sometimes I get a little off track. I try not to, but it happens. So all you got to do, you just work with it. Here we go. There's the base. So my next step is to take triple thick glue, and all I'm doing right now, I'm getting my brush, is I am taking some glue, and I want to give it a good full coverage. I better take it off of that because that's my for my paper to sprinkle the glue on. And this takes stages. It's not a hard thing to do. It's just that it takes stages to do. Now, offhand, I cannot remember if she sprinkles a little glue on and then lets it dry and then does more of the triple thick glue on it or not. I cannot remember for the life of me. But we're going to go ahead and sprinkle. Well, my goodness, I thought I had an opening for that. I'm going to sprinkle some, this is chunky glitter. That's just to get the excess or the glitter to press into the glue there. So I am going to let that dry and I shall return. Okay, now I've got the first layer on both sides. I went ahead and did the both sides because it's doing the same thing on either side. Now I'm going to add some more of that triple thick glue just so that I can add some fine glitter to it. So we're going to do the same process. I keep my triple thick glue in a mason jar, or actually a ball jar, because when I kept it in the container that it came in, for some reason, even though I tried to keep the rim of the lid and the jar clean, I never could get it to um, stay clean. And if the jar would just get stuck, the lid would. So I don't know what my deal was, but I didn't get it done, or didn't get to use it the way I wanted to, that jar anyway. So I just transferred it to a glass jar, and I no longer have any trouble with that. How about that? So I'm just adding some of the glue on it, and you can see it's already glittery. And you saw that it was glittered anyway to begin with. But using the glitter paper, from what I saw, was that you know, it just added more shine to it. Let's go ahead and add the fine glitter now. And I love sparkly though. I love anything sparkly. So I am going to press this and let that set aside to dry, and then I will do the other side, and then I will be back. So I have all three layers on this side of the glitters that I wanted to do, but I'm going to make a suggestion and change it up just a little bit for you. And I can't remember how she did her layers, but this is what I did. Okay, first I did the thick chunky glitter and let it dry, and then I added the fine glitter. But I found that when I did the fine glitter on top of that, then the chunky part of the glitter was subdued. Now this side, all it is just the chunky, and it's very pretty, but I wanted more of the shine into it. And you can see the difference here. This side and this side. This looks more like glittery glitter paper. And this one here, you can tell it's got a lot more glitter to it. So instead of doing the layers, each layer glitter layer, instead of doing each glitter layer separately, go ahead and do all three glitter layers together at one time. And I'm going to show you. It's the same thing as what we did before, but I didn't like just the fine on top of the chunky glitter once the chunky glitter had dried, because it just didn't show up right. This makes a whole lot better of a shine to it. So I'm going to take it so I can show you that. Let me get my brush. I always try to leave it soaking when I'm getting ready to do a project, because that way it won't get hard in between. So remember, this is triple thick glue, and you can use other glue too, but this is just what, you know, I'm using. I have used Mod Podge before, and I've used other liquid glues, but I like this one. And I'm putting on I'm not doing a real thin layer, because a thin layer is not really going to work well, in my opinion. I mean, you don't want it so thick it'll take forever to dry, but you want it to be where every layer can fit into it, fill it. Okay, now that's pretty good, I believe. So I'm just going to lay that down. Okay, now I've got this paper that I've been using. I've already got some glitter on there, and you can reuse this if you want to. So now that, because I have the chunky layer on there from before and I've covered it with some more glue, once that dries, it's going to subdue that glitter a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and add more of the chunky glitter. I may have added too much just then. And then I'm going to add fine glitter. And then I'm going to add some glass glitter. That glass glitter is from Rene Bouquets. So I'll try to put a link in there. The other glitters are just from Walmart. Now I could put colored glitter in here if I want to. Maybe even just a little sprinkle of it. But I'm choosing not to do that at this time. I may do that on the next pair. Or glove, I should say, mitten. I just wanted to do the silver because I thought that would be just really pretty and unique for one person to have, to where they'll it'll go with their tree no matter what, basically. Unless, of course, you have a gold tree. So anyway, feels like I got it all in there, and I've got this I can play with later, which I will. And I'm going to let this dry. And now that silhouette chipboard is thin chipboard. It's not very thick at all. But once this dries and has all those layers on it, it's going to change the thickness of it. I jumped ahead and I went ahead and added the layers of glue and glitter to the two pieces that will go on the front and the back of the mitten. And then I added the glue-on bail to the front part of the piece. And what I'm going to be doing is placing them on a little bit on the edge of the glove. Now, what I do want to tell you too is that I went and edged the glove, edged the glove all the way around with silver. I could have done gold, but I thought that silver might be better in this case. And I would have used a silver bail, but I didn't have one that would fit that. So anyway, so the decal, this is Deco Color Premium, and it's in silver. And I really like this stuff. It goes on really good. Now, if I wanted to, I could edge around here a little bit. In fact, I may go ahead and do that on the top, just to kind of give it some edging there. And all I'm doing, and I can do it on the back too. This either way can be my front or the back, but I think this is going to be my front. Now I should have had my glue gun ready, but I didn't. So what I'm going to try to do, attempt to do that is glue the glove onto the top of this piece, or the roll down piece on top. And I'll use my, let's see, I'm going to use my 3-in-1 beacon, which is really, really good stuff. And I've got different glues that I like for specific projects. Sometimes I use this one for what I'm needing, and other times I'll use my Aleene's quick dry tacky glue, and it just depends on what I want to do with it. So I'm going to try, since I don't have my glue gun on, I normally put it back on first thing in the morning, but today I did not do that. I'm having a lazy day today. So here is my glue-on bail with the mitten and the glove piece top. And I'm going to adjust a little bit. Now that I have this piece on though, I could probably use the hot glue if it's warm enough, and it's not yet. So what I'll do is go ahead and place this on here, and I am debating because it's two separate pieces here. I think gluing it on with hot glue will be best. So once it's heated up, I'll do that, and then I'll be back and show you the rest of it. Okay, before I go on, I wanted to let you know that I did find a silver glue-on bail. I took the gold off by heating up the back of it to melt the hot glue, and I just pulled it off, and it was easy to do. And this one is smaller, and I was afraid to use a smaller one, but it works just fine. I just went ahead and added my ribbon to it. I love this ribbon, and just added that to it. So I thought, it just needs something. So I'm going to take some of this rhinestone chain that I got from one of my video crafting hauls from BB Craft, and I'm just going to add a piece of that rhinestone chain right here. There's like 10 of them there, but I want to add these little ornament bells to it. They're red. It's going to give it a spot of color, and because I have this jump ring, it will fit through it. I don't have to open it up. I can just pull it through here and go to the center, which is between 5 and 6 stone. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to move over one more, which I can do that afterwards, after I put the ornaments on. So the next step I want to do is take, and I hope that both of these will fit on there. If not, I'll have to add another chain or jump ring, which is okay if I do. And hang on just a second. Okay, I think what I'll do is add this one on by itself. I'm going to go ahead and close it up for now so I don't lose it. I'll lay that aside for now. Then I'll open this one up. Sometimes it's hard for me to see where the little opening is. I believe it's right here. Yep. Yay, I got it. I think I'm going to go ahead and add it onto this loop here, this jump ring, I mean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, I can adjust it, so that's okay. Okay, so I have that one on, and it's dangling. But I think it needs a second one on there, my opinion. So I'm going to try to get that one on there, see how it looks. This is just purely experimental. I like that. I think that's going to work good. So let's hope I can get it on there quickly enough. I think what I'll do, instead of using hot glue, I'll use my 3-in-1 glue because even though it does dry fairly quickly, I'll have wiggle room. So let me go ahead and do that. And I probably will add, yeah, I will. There's a red piece down there. I probably will add to the back of it too, not another ornament chain piece, but just the rhinestone itself. So I will do that. And I think we can call this one done. So there's day 6 of my 25 days of Christmas. Hope you enjoy it. It's early enough that you can make several of these. Thank you for watching. Have a great day and many blessings. Bye for now.